If I'm honest, I didn't think I was gonna be like nervous or really care about making this video, but I am a little bit nervous and that's fine, it doesn't really matter. So today I want to make a different type of video. As I'm sure you can tell, I'm not wearing any makeup, which is different for me. I've never filmed a video without makeup on. I post pictures on Twitter and stuff sometimes. I don't know, it's different on camera. I want to talk about something really close to my heart because I have struggled with this for so long and so many years, and it doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but to me, it has affected my life. So I want to talk about it because if this even just helps one person that has gone through, that really weird, gone through similar things that I have, then that's the whole point of this. So what I want to talk to you guys about is acne. Just from looking at me right now, it doesn't really look like I have a lot of acne. I want to talk about acne because I have struggled with it, like I said, for years, and it's gotten really bad the past 2 years, I want to say, and it was bad, and I didn't even have it as bad as so many people have it, but even just what I did have it was not fun. I cried over it many times. It ruined a lot of my self-confidence, and it's something that we don't talk about a lot unless you specifically search for it. So I just want to make a video because I know there's some people that might struggle with it, and I want to share with you how I got rid of it because I tried so much. I prayed so much for it to be gone, and I really do feel like this one thing that I found is seriously a miracle. Like, I personally, I mean, a lot of people aren't religious, so they won't feel for me with this, but I just feel like it's like an answer to my prayers. I am not a professional, obviously. I just want to preface every video with that. I am just sharing with you what I found because it has not only worked for me, it works for other people too, and it's not well known, and it's cheap, so there's a lot of things about it. The reason why I'm doing this video without makeup is because I want to show you my skin just in its natural state. When I'm not in natural light, it doesn't look quite as clear, so I just want to show you that I have scarring, but it's not super bad, and I feel like the cloths are helping with it, but I'm not entirely sure. So sorry if this clip is really random, I'm just gonna insert it in. But I've been trying to give myself time with clear skin so that I can give you a honest opinion and review that isn't just, oh, my skin cleared up for 2 days, woo! My mom brought up a good point that it is good for you to see that I still do get little tiny breakouts, but that's fine because, you know, we're all human, whatever, it doesn't matter. The product I want to talk about is this. This one actually got put in the washing machine, so I can't, this one isn't good anymore, but this is what it looks like. It just looks like a normal washcloth, but it's actually called a Norwex cloth. I wanted to give you guys some really good scientific like backup and stuff, but I'm reading on it and it's hard to find. I can't find anything that is really clear, so I'm just gonna tell you what I know, and you can base your judgments based off of the pictures. I'll insert pictures of my face before I started this cloth and pictures of my face 6 weeks later. You can research it for yourself too. This is a body cloth, I believe. Yeah, they have face ones. I haven't tried the face ones. This is just the one that I was recommended and that we bought, but I use it on my face. It has silver woven into it, and that sounds really weird, but the silver is woven into the strands of this cloth, and what it does is it's an antibacterial. So this cloth sanitizes, I guess you would say, itself. So after you use it, you hang it up to dry, it cleans itself. It's like an antibacterial to itself and to your face, obviously. And I know that's a really weird concept. I didn't really believe it at first, but it's true, and I don't know how it works, but that is what this is. With this cloth, I was first told about it through a lady at our church. She swears by them, how they take off all of your makeup, which I will insert a video in a minute about that, and how they cleared up her husband's back, and I was skeptical. I obviously was like, yes, because it's a new thing to get rid of acne, and I had tried so many things in the past, but I was still skeptical because, I mean, looking at this, it just looks like a normal cloth, and me telling you that this can get rid of your acne probably sounds ridiculous, but it works for me and it has worked for other people, so I wanted to share it with you guys because I had never heard of it, and I would still have horrible acne if I had not heard of this. So yeah, it's supposed to clean your face, and the silver has healing properties and it heals your breakouts. This comes in a pack of 3. You get 3 for $20. If you think about it, I used to use 2 face washes, so getting that in itself was like close to $20, and I would get that probably once a month. These last for 7 years. What you do is every couple of weeks you boil water to a boil, and then you turn off the water, you put them in, and you let them sit for 10 minutes. Different people have different ways of cleaning them. I think my mom just boils them for the whole 10 minutes. That I've heard can break down the silver. I don't know. It took about 6 weeks to clear up my face completely, and during that time I was eating horrible. I had gone off of being vegan and I wasn't drinking a lot of water, which is why it was so interesting that it actually did clear my face. And it was kind of just like a like, whoa, what? That's so weird, your face is clear. That's why at first I didn't believe it, because in the beginning I believed that my face broke out a little bit worse like this first week, and I was like, great. But after that, it just went back to normal. My face had already been breaking out a lot, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But I kept on using the cloth because it does get all of your makeup off. And I'm just gonna insert a video right now before I forget. To begin, you can kind of see that I have makeup on, yes. So this is what the cloth looks like when it's clean. And what I do is I simply put it under some warm or hot water. Not too hot because that can like ruin it. And then I go ahead and take off the majority of the makeup that I can by just, I don't know, washing my face with it. As you can see, it's already taken off a lot of makeup, so then I go in and take off the remaining eye makeup that I can get. In this video, you can't really tell, but I used one eye with waterproof mascara and one eye with not waterproof mascara, and both of them come off easily or somewhat easily. It looks like I'm being really rough on my face, I'm trying to show you up close, but to be honest, I'm not being any more rough than I would be using like makeup removal wipes. I forgot what they were called. Yeah, with makeup removal wipes, I used to be so rough because they had so much chemicals in them that it would sting my eyes afterwards. So this is a lot better. And then I just go through and take off the rest of my face makeup, and I go through a couple times afterwards. And as you can see, there is a lot of makeup on this. So you just take a little bit of detergent and sprinkle it on the stain areas, and then you just rub it together under the water. And this is like magic, trust me, just watch. After you're done, you would rinse it out, and it's clean. It's literally crazy and as simple as that. This cloth has saved me so much money and time and effort, and it leaves my skin feeling really smooth and soft and clean. So for my skin routine, I wash my face with the cloth and then I dry it with a clean towel. I use a clean hand towel every time I wash my face, or every like 2 times. And I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know why it bothers me a lot if I have to use the same towel or the same towel I washed my body with or dried my body with. I use a new towel every time I take a shower too. I have been dwindling it down to about every 2 times to wash my face. And then after I dry my face, I use a moisturizer, and I had to go get it. The dual action moisturizer, salicylic acid acne medication, clean and clear, blah 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 blah. My face is so weird with moisturizers, I swear it is. If I use a moisturizer for dry skin, my skin gets really oily, and if I use a moisturizer for oily skin, my skin gets really dry. I had tried the 3-step plan, it worked for a little bit, but then it didn't work anymore. But I really like this moisturizer because it doesn't make my skin oily or dry, so that's why I use this. I don't think you have to use a moisturizer with these cloths, but I like to because it keeps my skin moisturized and doesn't break me out. So I don't know, this is something that I don't like want to recommend because I don't know if it'll work on all skin types, but you could try it and it doesn't break me out. So it has like acne treating medication in it. I don't really think it does anything for me personally, but you could try it, it might work. I also struggled a lot with body acne, like my chest and my back. I don't have pictures of that. The only thing that has worked for that, I haven't tried the cloths because I haven't had the acne in a while, but the same girl recommended me this, and I actually am gonna recommend this to you, not the orange one. I've used the orange one doesn't work. For some reason, I don't know what's with this one. It's the Body Clear body wash. It's the pink grapefruit one by Neutrogena. I don't know what it is about this, but I it works, and it worked for somebody else too, or that's why I got recommended it. So try this. It's cheap. I just use it with like a loofah thingy, and I don't know, my back and my chest have been clear for longer than my face. Or you can use these, I believe, on your body. So this would probably work for that too. I haven't used it, so I'm not going to talk about that, but I have heard that it works. To give you a little bit of a backstory on my acne, I have had it for probably close to 5 years. It didn't start getting bad, like I said, until maybe my junior year of high school is when it really started flaring up. It didn't really start flaring up until my senior year. My senior year of high school, it got bad. So I'm 18, but I graduated last year. I actually went vegan. A lot of the reason was my face, because I noticed that being vegan helps my face clear up a lot, and that was always nice. However, I avoided so much, so much just to try and keep my face clear, and it still didn't work. It was at the point where the only foods that didn't break me out were fruits and vegetables, and just for me personally, I don't really want to live a life where I can't eat anything. I'm talking like peanut butter and stuff like that. I didn't let myself eat just because my face. I love peanut butter, so just personally that didn't do a lot of good for me. It helped at first, but didn't stick around. I have been on prescription medication for it. I had a topical treatment that burned the heck out of my face, and I took an oral medication that didn't really help. Everything they give you at the doctor, they say that it's gonna take 3 to 6 months to work, and for me that really was hard, because I was like, well, in 3 months my face could clear up, but my face clears up and then breaks out all the time anyway, so why am I gonna waste 3 months trying to do this? And I know that's a bad way of thinking it, and it works for some people, but for me, nothing worked. I tried like acne.org stuff that my sister had given me that might have been expired, but whatever. Let me just say that my skin is extremely sensitive, and it's not like super duper sensitive to like everything, but it is sensitive, so a lot of topical treatments for acne are too harsh on my skin, so I can use them obviously as spot treatments, but a lot of times it would just dry out my skin to the point where it wasn't even worth it. I don't have a big list of things that I've tried that are over the counter. Wait, is that how? I don't know if that's right. Stuff that you just go and buy in the store. I don't have a list of the things that I've tried. I've tried a lot of the exfoliant scrubs, and what I was using before was the face cleanser that goes with this, mixed with the foaming Aveeno. I want to say it's the, I'll insert a clip, I forgot what it's called. Those two things were the only things that didn't irritate my face, those two mixed together, because one of them dried out my face while the other kind of put moisture back in. So I don't know how it worked. So that was what I was using before I used this cloth. That didn't really obviously work, because as you can see by those pictures, it didn't clear out my face. I was also put on birth control because I have a hormonal imbalance. That was supposed to help with my acne. The first type just like screwed me up even more. But when I got on the second type, it did help with my acne a little bit, but it didn't completely clear it up. That could have to do with why my skin is clear, but I've been on it for I don't know how long. It's purely just because I do have a hormonal imbalance. If it does help with my acne, then woo! But I also know that this does help other people who are not on it. So I just want to throw that in there. I know that's kind of personal information, but it has to do with my acne story, so I'm gonna talk about it. I want to talk about acne in general, not how to get rid of it, but how it affected me, and I know that it affects other people this way. It's really hard for people without acne to kind of understand how it feels, why it's like a big deal, because it really shouldn't be a big deal, because so many people have acne. I just read about how like 8 in 10 teens have acne, and even more adults do, and like I want to say it's like 7 million people have it, or 17, I don't know. So many people have it, and it really doesn't matter. I don't think anybody really cares that much. I watched Maddie Bragg's video on self-confidence, and she's so right. Like, people don't care, and everyone is flawed. But for me, it still affected my confidence. But not only does it affect your confidence, mine was painful. It was emotionally painful, but it was physically painful, and that's why it was so hard for me, because there would be days where my face just hurt like all day, and it sucked. It was just hard for me to get through, but for me, I just felt like people were looking at my acne and nothing else. Like, it was just my acne that was showing. Even when I would wear makeup, you would be able to see it through. I didn't have any confidence without makeup, even though I didn't really care. I'm not a very confident person. I don't know how I come off to other people, because I don't usually think about how I come off to other people. I don't really think that I come into people's minds often unless I'm talking to them. I don't really know if people think I'm confident or not. I'm not a very confident person. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I have times that I feel good about myself, but confidence has been a journey for me, and I have been very low, and acne has definitely affected it. This is so stupid. It has affected it, and it shouldn't, but I know that it affects people's confidence, and I just want you to know that it's temporary and it's not gonna last forever, and you're not alone in how you feel about it. And like, I was always surrounded around a lot of people who didn't have any acne, and I just thought it was so unfair, because I know that it just seems like it's a face thing and just get over it. It's like nothing, but it's really not. It's more than that. And it seems really silly, and I'm sorry if you think that it's stupid that I get emotional over it. I'm sorry, I think that it's stupid, but at the same time, I know that there's people who struggle with it. You are not alone. This video is not meant to be fix it so that you can be pretty and then people will like you. That's not what it's about, because your beauty is not defined by a red spot on your face, whether you have 100 or you have 0. You are defined by your character. And I know that sounds silly because acne has affected my self-confidence so much, but it's true. And even if I don't believe that about myself, like, it's true. It's literally true. Like, who you are inside is so much more important than who you are on the outside, and you have to tell yourself that until you believe it. You have to fake it until you make it, and I've talked about this in a previous video, but you have to tell yourself that it doesn't matter until you actually believe it yourself. An amazing, stellar personality and being a genuine person and being kind to others is so much more important than having flawless skin. Trust me, the attention that you want is not for how you look. You are fine how you are. It's easy for me to say it and not always believe it for me, because acne does affect your self-confidence, but it's also painful. It is something that I wanted to get rid of, and then I'm glad that I got rid of, but it doesn't make me any better of a person because I don't have it anymore. It's just a thing that happens, and if you want to combat it, I wanted to share with you how I did it while still touching on the fact of it as an issue as a whole. It's okay if you struggle, and it's okay if you are insecure. Just keep it in your mind that your appearance is not your worth. It's okay to feel confident and to feel pretty and all of those things. I don't think that's a bad thing. What's most important is what's on the inside, and I forget that way too often. So this is not just me preaching at you guys, it's me preaching at myself as well. I just want you to know I'm not perfect, so I don't want to be accused of preaching something that I don't actually believe. But I think that that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment, because this is truthfully meant to build you up and to maybe give you insight into something that you didn't know about. I'll leave a link for everything down below. I'm sure I'll have put a note of that somewhere in the video. Talk to me, give me your story, leave comments that are not really rude, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, I love you, you're amazing. Talking to you.